If you don't want to be like everyone else, then you have to make sacrifices that others aren't willing to make. That's what my mentor told me when I was in my early 20s, and it's stuck with me ever since. I can still hear those words echoing in my mind every time I make a tough decision. Back then, I didn't quite understand the weight of those words, but as I've journeyed through life and built my career, I've realized that those sacrifices, those decisions that many shy away from are what set me apart. You see, when I started out, I had no qualifications, no connections, and certainly no money. I was the kind of person that society tends to overlook, the underdog, with odds stacked against me. If you'd have seen me then, you'd probably never have guessed that I would one day become a multimillionaire. But here's the thing, wealth isn't just about having money, it's about the mindset and choices you make along the way. A large part of my success came down to avoiding the 7 things I'm going to share with you today. These are the traps that people fall into when they're chasing success. Whether it's financial, personal, or professional, if you can steer clear of these pitfalls, you'll not only set yourself on the right path, but you'll also accelerate your journey toward true success. Let's start with the first thing you should avoid. 1. Working for just money. Imagine for a moment that you've landed a well-paid but unfulfilling job. It's not particularly challenging, but it covers the bills more than covers them, actually. You're able to save up a little bit of money every month, and you get the occasional pat on the back from your friends and family who think you're doing well. But beneath that surface level of comfort, something more concerning is brewing. While this safe choice might seem, in the short term, it's a trap. Your earning potential is capped, and without the opportunity to grow or learn new skills, you become stagnant. This is path A. Now, let's take a look at an alternative path. Instead, picture this. You take a lower-paying job that challenges you. It pushes you out of your comfort zone, forces you to develop new skills, and requires you to think critically every single day. You may struggle at first, and it's not the kind of job that impresses people at dinner parties. You might even get questioned about why you're doing it. However, over time, your skill set grows, your experience deepens, and doors begin to open that would have been closed to you on path A. This is path B. In path B, you're not just working for a paycheck, you're working for skills and equity. These 2 things are the cornerstone of wealth creation. When I say skills, I don't just mean becoming good at what you do. I'm talking about acquiring high-income skills that allow you to scale your income exponentially. And when I say equity, I mean ownership of your career, your time, and eventually, ownership of a business or investment. When I left school at 16, I had no qualifications. I wasn't some prodigy with the world at my feet. I was like most teenagers, unsure of my future but eager to prove myself. I went out looking for jobs, hoping that one of them would offer me a way to learn, grow, and earn enough to make a living. To my surprise, I got more than 5 offers. At that moment, I had a huge decision to make. Which job should I choose? I opted to become a carpenter's apprentice. The pay wasn't great, but I wasn't in it for the money. I was there for the skills that I knew would serve me for the rest of my life. Sure, there was no equity in sight at that stage of my career, but I was laying the groundwork. I was working for more than just money. That job taught me so much, not just about carpentry, but about life and business. And while I eventually had to leave after being relentlessly bullied by my manager, I carried those lessons with me. Even today, I use many of the skills I learned back then to design my best-selling brand of radio-controlled planes, which I now sell across the globe. When I reflect on that time, I often think about how different my life would have been if I had chosen the easy, well-paid job over the apprenticeship. I could have ended up in a comfortable but stagnant position, slowly climbing the corporate ladder with no real prospects of breaking free. But by choosing to prioritize skills over money, I made myself nearly recession-proof. By learning a wide range of high-income skills, you make it nearly impossible to ever be broke again. You become your greatest asset. I like to think of every job I had when I was younger as adding a new tool to my Swiss Army knife of skills. The more tools I gathered, the more adaptable I became. Nowadays, I'd recommend prioritizing online-based high-income skills like copywriting, video editing, and coding. These are not just lucrative, they're in demand.